Hello, my name is Troy Parker, President of Innovative Labor and Cleaning. Today, I'd like to talk to you about biases. Now, we all have biases. So specifically, I'd like to talk to you about gender bias. Every 3 or 4 months, we have a workshop dealing with gender bias. I have seen that many of the male employees that come through our company struggle with an issue in this area. 6 of the top management positions at our company are held by women. This type of problem could be an issue in establishing a positive culture. Now, I cannot exclude myself from this group because in the past, I too have struggled with gender bias. It was brought to my attention while I was incarcerated. I had the opportunity to take a 9-month intensive drug treatment program. In this drug treatment program, the staff was made up of drug treatment specialists, 5 were women, and 1 was a male. Within the first week, I was called into the office and I was told that they felt I had a problem with gender bias. Now, I'll be honest with you. I had never even heard the term before. I thought quick on my feet of what to do, so I simply denied it. In the drug treatment program, one of the benefits was, of course, receiving the treatment for addiction, but the other plus was you could earn a 1.5 years off of your sentence. I had a 10 years prison sentence. You could see why I was motivated to stay and complete the program successfully. So it was at this time I had to make a really hard decision. Was I going to really look at my thinking and see if I did struggle with this issue? Well, I decided to put my big boy pants on and, start working on my issues. After deciding to get down to work and really look at my thinking, I saw that many of the actions that led to many of the problems, bumps and bruises, and even my incarceration, I had been warned of by one, my wife at the time, and other females that I had hired for counseling and paid, but ignored their counseling. But the real question was, why? And I had to really start asking myself, had a male told me the same thing, would I have listened? And in a lot of cases, I had to say yes. So then I had to ask myself, well, why was that? Why would I have taken the same good information from a male and I totally ignored it when it came from a female? It didn't take long for me to realize and take responsibility that I had biases in this area. So over the next 9 months, I began to work on my thinking and some of my deep held beliefs that caused me to have these errors thoughts. What this allowed me to do is when I returned into the community to return with a more open mind, and the benefits paid off. As you know, after serving time in prison, returning to society can be difficult, and I needed all the help I could get. And I received a lot of help from a lot of great women in the Cincinnati area. My wife, Darlene Parker, who I met when our company was very small. We only had maybe 10 to 12 employees. She helped me to be able to put policies in place to help grow our company from 12 employees to over 100 employees. There's also Rachel Sampson with Key Bank. Now, Rachel taught me 3 very important things early on. 1, have a good relationship with a bank. 2, have a good accountant and have your accounting in order. And 3, have a good attorney. All of these helped us to have a solid foundation for our business and helped us to be able to grow more smoothly. Then there's Sonia Walton with Messer Construction. Now, Sonia met me when I was fresh out and I was rough around the edges. I needed help in a lot of areas. Sonia took the time to help me to become a strong community partner with Messer Construction and with other tri-state companies. There's also Deasa Nichols with Children's Hospital. Deasa too helped me to become a good community partner with Children's Hospital and part of their supply chain, but also helped me on things like communication style and following processes to help our business to be a better and stronger company. Also, there's Nicole Picard and Aubrey McQueen with the Small Business Administration. Now, Nicole was one of the first people I talked with at the Small Business Administration. This was right after the pandemic started, and the PPP was coming out, the PPP loans and the economic disaster loans. Nicole told me to apply for an economic disaster loan. Now, I had called her to complain that a person with a felony could not get these type of loans, but she told me, go ahead and apply, and then someone will call you and then advocate for yourself. This was good sound advice, but my old thinking started to creep back in. Inside, I was saying, I'm not going to waste my time. They're not going to give it to me. She doesn't know what she's talking about. But I remembered what I had learned, and I also remembered my past mistakes and where not listening had landed me. I followed her advice, and I did get the economic disaster loan. Also, there's Janelle Hubbard with the Cincinnati Chamber of Commerce. Janelle has been there to help me to navigate and to put our business in position where now we are a member of the Cincinnati Chamber of Commerce Minority Business Accelerator. There's also Nan Cahall in Senator Portman's office. Many of you have heard from the newspaper or on TV how Senator Portman helped me to get the PPP loan. But it was Nan in Senator Portman's office who I first talked to. It guided me to advocate for myself and to help me to get in contact and be able to talk with Senator Portman. And last but not least, Alina Cunningham with Tel-Ohio Credit Union. Many of you have heard how I was able to get the PPP loan. But one hurdle no one knows about is that once I was approved to be able to apply, even though I had a felony, my bank had stopped taking applications 2 weeks prior to the funding running out. So then I had to scramble and find a bank that would deal with someone who was not an existing customer. I went to, of course, Nicole Picard. Nicole and her team connected me with Alina Cunningham. With 2 weeks to go, Alina not only got our loan approved, but funded. And we are eternally grateful for all of her help. And I share this with you, and I can honestly say that I would not be where I am today and have the success that I have had I not listened to the advice of these great women. Now, many of you may be thinking, like many of my employees will say when we have our little workshops, well, just because I don't listen to a female, that doesn't mean I'm gonna end up back in jail, or you may be saying you might not end up in jail. And that's absolutely true. You probably won't. But what if you're imprisoning yourself in other ways? What if the growth of your company is being imprisoned due to your gender bias because the females around you who have great ideals and could help propel your company to even greater greatness don't share them with you because of your closed-minded views? Or what if you yourself are in a position but want to be promoted, but upper management knows that you have these biases? Even though they might not really talk to you about them or overlook them, they know that, well, you're about as high up as you can get in this company. Or what about your personal relationships? Could your relationship with your wife, daughter, or some other female be that much richer if you had a more open mind? My hope in sharing this video and sharing my struggle in this area is that hopefully it can help someone else maybe step up, or maybe some organization to trigger people and organizations to maybe bring up and start the conversation in this area. Many times gender bias is swept under the rug or it's just not talked about, but it does exist and it does affect people and their lives. So as always, please share this video and always remember it's up to you to make your life matter.